Welcome to Scuttleputt! Today I'm looking at the Idio Syncrasy shoes that I started wearing this year and have been able to use for about 3 months now. So let's get the dirt on whether Idio has truly created the disc golf shoe.
What's the Scuttleputt? I wanna know what you've got to say. So let's go out and play another game.
I've decided to rate the Syncrasies on a set of categories that capture the most important parts of the shoe designed just for disc golf. So that includes functionality, comfort, how they affect my play, durability, and finally other factors that are worth considering when judging the value of these shoes. First off, let me say that I'm not sponsored by Idio or being asked to promote these, so this is just a completely unbiased opinion on the Syncrasies after just a few months of use. When it comes to functionality, Idio claims the Syncrasies are waterproof, and I feel the basic hiking capabilities are most important for grading the overall function of it as a shoe. So far, I've had good experiences with the waterproofing of the Syncrasies, going so far as to walk into shallow water and coming out pretty dry. They work great for wet grass, light rain, and swampy ground, to where I don't feel nervous plodding out into the goopy areas of the park. They're starting to wear through in some parts of the sole though, so I'm not sure if they'll remain waterproof for long. The Syncrasies are great for hiking on all kinds of different terrains, from the typical fields with lots of uneven ground to muddy and slick surfaces, and they give me just enough grip with the cleats to make me feel confident about trudging up a hill, but not feel like I'm aerating my lawn with spikes. So rating for function. My feet stayed dry when we had a lot of rain and wet grass early in the year, so 10 points to waterproofing. And I like how the treads feel when hiking on all different terrains I've been able to test them on, so another 10 points to hiking in treads. I think the Syncrasies did well in this area and give it the full 20 out of 20 points. As with any shoe, comfort needs to be a top consideration for me to want to wear them. When I first got them, they were pretty comfortable and ready to use without needing much time to break in. There was one part of the right shoe that poked me a bit at first where the top lace grommet lined up with my ankle bone, which was pretty bad for the first few rounds, but it softened up quickly and hasn't been an issue ever since. Either way, like with most shoes, there was a break-in period, but all the other parts like the sole, sides, toe, and ankle padding are comfy, and I have not had sore feet after playing on tournament days. Overall, I would give the Syncrasies an 18 out of 20 because they were mostly ready to use out of the box. They've provided enough comfort to play a tournament weekend, and they have a nice spacious toe area that allow for the right mix of spreading out and digging in when you need to. Since the Syncrasies are specifically designed to be disc golf shoes, I felt that we need to give a category to score the playing features that have been included with Idio's design. There were a few points that Idio marketed when the 2022 pre-orders were open, with one that really piqued my interest as a forehand thrower who would wear holes through the toes of all my shoes. The list of features for the Syncrasies included a multi-directional tread that allows for both forward and sideways traction when pushing off or turning during your throw, a power plant heel and minimal drop height ankle that support heel and ankle motion during drives, a large toe box that allows for more room and protection by giving space to spread out and use more of your foot, the X-Flex bottom that flexes as you turn on your toe to heel, strengthening contact with the ground and not splitting the tread, and the drag-on toe that can withstand so much toe dragging. All of the extra features Idio added to the Syncrasies go above and beyond what you can find in other brands of shoes, so they're all like extra bonuses. The treads, ankle, heel, and toe box are all cool, but the drag-on toe was the primary selling point for these shoes, and they did not disappoint. I've been dragging my toes harder than ever with these, and my forehand drive incorporates footwork that ends with a heavy back foot drag to maintain balance as I send my momentum forward. I know I'm going to have a good drive when I hear that toe drag sweeping sound and a snap at the wrist, so this block of rubber on the toe is absolutely clutch. That being said, I give the Syncrasies a 20 out of 20 in playing features, continuing the good news. But not everything is good news for these shoes. I received my pair of Idio Syncrasies in November of 2022, so I only got to play one round before I got too cold for my interests. I got out a few times over winter on unexpectedly warm days, but had only played less than 10 times by about April this year. I started my tournament schedule in April and started going to leagues, so along with various fun rounds in between, I estimate I played around 50 rounds over the last 3 months. That means I've played maybe 60 rounds since owning these shoes. So here's the bad news. They're already falling apart, and I'm concerned that they're going to pop off the sole in the middle of a round if I keep wearing them. The attachment on the drag-on toe is loose on both sides of both shoes, even though I only drag my right foot during my drives. The left foot is coming off from just regular walking and a pretty basic skip step during my drive. The worst part, the big drag-on toe is already wearing out on my right shoe after less than 1 season of use. I can't understand how these could possibly be staying together for the pros that are promoting these shoes and play way harder than I do and with quadruple the frequency. This is the biggest disappointment with these shoes because I was really hoping to get at least a full year out of them, ideally a couple years. I know that disc golf shoes will take a beating and I've always been replacing them almost annually anyways, but this didn't get me through 1 spring of casual play. I will give credit to the other parts and materials that are holding up. The treads are not wearing off too fast, the laces and grommets are solid, and the stitched parts are staying together. Taking all that into consideration, I'll throw them a couple pity points and rate it 2 out of 20 for durability. There are a few other factors that need to be considered to give a fair rating to the Syncrasies, such as the price, the competition, and an unexpected issue that haunted us all winter long: the smell. When I bought the pre-order in 2022, these were priced at $129, which I felt was in line with what I planned to spend on a new pair of disc shoes anyway, so it was a no-brainer to go for the ones designed for the sport I intend to use them in. Compared to other shoes that were marketing to disc golf but not fully designed for it, like Merrell's and a bunch of trail running shoes, only Idio was offering that key factor I needed, that big old toe. So when it comes to price and competition, the Syncrasies easily take top marks. However, we were all fooled, for there was another: the smell. These shoes smelled like plastic for months after I got them, and we couldn't keep them in the house when they first arrived or they would fill the entire place. I've had to wrap them in layers of bags just to pack them in my car for a short road trip, or they would choke me out with the pungent stink of molten rubber. So for the other factors rating, I'll give 10 for the price, 10 for beating the competition, and a -5 for the terrible smells, for a total of 15 out of 20. So to tally it all up, we have functionality, 20 points, comfort, 18 points, playing features, also 20 points, durability, 2 points, other factors, 15 points, for a total of 75 points out of 100. Like they say, C's get degrees, and a 75 out of 100 is passable, especially for a first-round product that I understood was partly an investment in growing the company, so future editions could be better. As of this taping, the new 2023 models are already available and claim to have improved on the previous version's issues. There's no specific mention of addressing durability or what makes the 2023s better than the 2022s, but they have more pros signing up to use them, so hopefully they continue to improve the offering. My experience with them was great, and had I done this review 1 month earlier, I would have been more likely to give it a 90 or more point rating, but the unexpected durability issues and peeling connections put a giant damper on my being able to continue using them. So as a final word, and the most telling part of any review, I have to ask, would I buy the Idio Syncrasies again? Well, I definitely would not buy another pair of the 2022 editions, even though they are being heavily discounted now. And I would consider getting a pair of the 2023 Syncrasies once I see a few more reviews about how they are better than the year before. However, other companies are starting to take disc golf more seriously as an option, with Merrell releasing the Trail Glove 7 that comes with a much more pronounced toe, similar to that of the Dragon, along with the use of Vibram rubber for their treads, giving some cred to their place in the sport. Even Adidas and Nike landed on the 2022 U-Disc list of best disc golf shoes, so at any moment the big players could get in on the action too. I'm going to see what some super glue and stitches can do to give new life to my current Syncrasies, but in the meantime, I'll be keeping an eye on the market for the best new disc golf shoes of 2023.